Hey there, hobby friends. King NASCAR here. Yesterday, I went to the Mid-South Card Show. It's a bi-monthly show. It's a pretty good little show. It's usually like 50, 60 tables, something like that. And I go there, of course, looking for NASCAR stuff. Usually don't find a whole lot of, anything. It's mostly the four main sports, stuff like that. But what I really go there for is to just see my friends and hang out and have some fun. That's for me, that's a big part of the hobby. Just the relationships and things that I have with all my friends. So yesterday I went there and I actually found something, but what was even better is what happened with my friends. And I'm going to show you some of my pickups and some of the things that I got there yesterday. So I'm going to start out real quick. The very first thing that I found was this 2020 National Treasures qualifying marks Rusty Wallace. And it's number, I think, 14 of, it's hard to see there. 14 of, is it 99? Yeah, 14 of 99. Looks like he used a gold marker on that one. But it's pretty cool. As you can see, it's guaranteed by Panini. Really neat. The price was right. Couldn't pass it up. That was really the only pickup, the only thing I really bought yesterday. But what was even better was catching up with some of my friends, and I walk in and they're like, "Hey, I've got something for you." It's like, wow, that's cool. To me, that's just, that they even have the time to think about me and pick up stuff for me is just that. This really makes me feel really good. So the first thing I want to show you is a couple of koozies that my buddy Bobby picked up. Now, I've known Bobby probably since the 70s when he was a little kid. Now he's got his own kids and he goes to Alabama games. He's an Alabama fan, just like we are. And they had a stock car there and they were giving away koozies. I think it was like actually it had like an Alabama paint job on it. It was really, really pretty cool. He sent me a picture of it. But they were giving away koozies, so he picked up a couple. As you can see, it's got the Alabama logo and the Talladega logo. Of course, it's in Alabama, so if you reverse it, of course you can see that, it's the big A, scripted A, and the Talladega logo. So that's really cool. And like I said, I've known Bobby a long time. Everybody calls him Bob. I asked him yesterday. He said, "You're the only one besides my family that calls me Bobby. Everybody else calls him Bob." So that made me feel good too. So thanks, Bobby. I really appreciate what you did for me and thinking about me when you went to the Alabama game, even though they didn't do all that great. So the next things that I have are from my buddy Steve. And he goes to estate sales. He's an estate sale guy. I've known Steve probably well over 30 years now. Well over 30 years. Probably at least 35. But, it's either hit or miss with him being there because, he goes to estate sales on Saturday and things like that. So sometimes he just doesn't make it to the show. But he was there yesterday and he told me, he goes, "I got some stuff for you." I said, "Cool, man." So we went out to his truck and I'm going to show you the first thing he gave me. It was this Dale Earnhardt Sr. model that he had picked up somewhere. I guess in an estate sale somewhere. But it's from 2000. It's the 2000 Monte Carlo. And as you can see, it's already got decals and stuff on it. It's really pretty cool. It comes with the glue and everything. And of course, you can't go wrong with anything with the Intimidator. Mr. 7-time champion. So I thought that was really neat. I'm probably going to end up putting this together at some point when I can find some time, which is kind of hard to do these days. But I thought this model was really neat. I really appreciate him grabbing this for me. I mean, he comes up with all kinds of really cool stuff at these estate sales. So it's pretty cool. So I really like that model. So I'll set that there. And the next thing that he got for me that he had found was this. It's a Commodore 64 Richard Petty Talladega game, and it's on a 5 1/4 inch diskette. And the diskette and the instructions are actually in the package, but the packaging is so fragile, I really don't want to open it. And there's really nothing special about the diskette. It just has a little cheap label on it. It's got the instructions on how to load it and how to play it. But I never even knew something like this existed. I was looking at it, and it's from 1985. I forget where I saw the date. Maybe on the back. Yep, it's on the back. I don't know if I can zoom in and you can see it. But it's 1985. So it's hard to believe that this thing is pushing 40 years old. Now, I don't know how many of these are out there still. Of course, it's got the King on there. It's got his car. It's got the STP logo on there. It's got some other guy. I don't know what he's doing. He's coming in from the left side, and he's going to T-bone the King. It's like, oh, watch out. Ah! But this is really super cool. I have never seen one of these. As you know, I collect Richard Petty stuff, so this is just right up my alley. And it's made by Cosme. Never heard of Cosme at all. And I actually never owned a Commodore 64. I had a Radio Shack color computer starting out. That was the cheapest thing I could find. But I think this is so cool because it says Richard Petty Talladega, race against King Richard, and 18 top pro drivers. I would love to know who the drivers are. But like I said, it's kind of fragile, so I really don't want to open it up. But trust me, it's got all the stuff in it. And of course, it's got the barcode, all that stuff. And there's some really high-res graphics there from back in the day. But, you know, back in the day, I remember this time, and just anything like this was just so super cool. And it was so much fun. I kind of miss those days, you know, because now everything is so lifelike and everything. And back then, it was just a game. It was just fun. I mean, I loved it. So this is really cool. Thank you, Steve, for that. And then probably the coolest thing that he gave me was this Richard Petty model that some kid had put together. Now this model, I think, is a 73 Charger. I think it's like a 1/25th scale model. But I don't know if you can see inside. You can see the steering wheel's in there. And the stick shift is in there too, if you can. I don't know if I can get the light to show it. But the stick shift is in there somewhere. I saw it yesterday. I know it's in there. Unless it's, no, I don't think it fell out. But anyway, I thought this was so cool. It makes me think about who the kid was that made this. And you got to think, this is like 50 years old when this model came out. It's a 73 Charger. And of course the details are cracked, and he hand painted it. That's what I love too. You can see all the brush marks. He did it with a lot of love. And there's all the brush marks and stuff. And he used, what I thought was funny was, he used kind of like a metallic blue finish for the Petty blue. I guess he just didn't have the Petty blue, but you can see how he did it all by hand. And if you look at the front of it, he's got the decals on the front. He painted this silver. You can see it's silver paint. And the undercarriage, the engine's still in there, so it'll run. There's the exhaust. Everything looks good. All the tires are on it. It actually sets level. So he did a great job. Painted the rims. The back of it. That's the back. He's got the spoiler. It's got the roll cage in there. As you can see, it's got the roll cage. But it's just, to me, the biggest thing for me on this is I think about the kid who made it. And he made it with a lot of love, and he had a lot of fun doing it. And I just wonder, you know, what kind of journey this thing's had to make it to me. But it's something I'm going to keep forever. You know, it's like I said, it's made by a kid, so it's not, you know, it's not made by some adult or anything. And it's just absolutely amazing. I think I was looking at some of these decals, and of course you've got the Winston Cup logo and the NASCAR race car right there. You got Champion, STP, Goodyear, Union Oil, But the one that really killed me was this MPC logo right there for the models. So it's got the little MPC model logos, and that's, of course, that's the company that made the model. But I think it's really neat. I love it so much. This is one of the greatest things I've gotten in quite some time. It's just absolutely beautiful. And I hope you guys look at it and think the same thing, because, like I said, it's just absolutely so cool. And it's going to go with all the rest of my Richard Petty models and die-casts that I've got. So I really love that. That's so cool. I can't thank Steve enough. But it makes me think, you know, I was thinking, this is kind of like It's a Wonderful Life, because, you know, Clarence said, no man is a failure who has friends. And I'm blessed with a lot of good friends. I really, really love all of my friends. And they make me feel like I'm the richest collector in town. So I guess with that, I'll say thank you to all my great friends out there. I love you, and I will check you later.